VTuber's insensitive, quote unquote, joke causes hysterical levels of backlash. First of all, I'm happy that Cha-Cha, as of right now, has not backed down. This is also a ref video. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate your support. As of now, it seems that she has not backed down yet, from what I can tell. But I always like to look at losers crashing out. I am obviously aware of the situation. I think it's unavoidable if you're a VTuber and you're on Twitter, right? It's unavoidable. And it's funny how, right, she made that joke, right? An ice joke. It's just funny. It's just funny. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this just to show you what's going on and why people are crying like little children online because it was so insensitive and terrible. Oh no! I don't care, bro. Let's go. Let's see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be looking at yet another example of a VTuber being canceled, not only by Twitter users, but by her own peers as well. Welcome to the Thunderdome today, a VTuber named Cha-Cha, who's a pretty successful indie VTuber who's...
I like her. She's cool. She's cool. I like her. I like her. I like the whole, shtick she is going on with Fillion. I like Fillion too, right? They've been going after Fillion, they've been going after Cha-Cha, they've been going after various big indie VTubers for a while, right? It's like people like, right, that Kaio dude, I think that's what he's called, who is like mega racist towards white people. It's like, it's just really odd, right? But that guy also cried. It's just like, sometimes I'm like, is it really because they made this joke, or is it because they're a big VTuber that you're going after them? Because I can tell. Luckily, I had a girlfriend at one point that did have a little bit of connection to other female VTubers, and yeah, these women don't like each other as much as they like to portray online. But yeah.
Now under fire after a clip of hers has gotten a lot of attention on Twitter, and in that clip she made a joke about ICE, which of course is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a federal law enforcement agency in the United States. Now before we watch a little bit of the related clip, for context, a viewer asked if the rumors are true, and the joke was that
Fillion was taken by ICE. That's the joke, by the way. That's the rumor. That's the joke, by the way. Wow. Thank God I only use Twitter to promote my stream and videos. I'm a big mouth on Twitter too. I think you may have noticed that, but I'm a big mouth on Twitter too. And like, I'm like, sometimes I just gotta say things, whether they like it or not. And if I make somebody mad, then I make somebody mad. If I get blocked, I get blocked. I do not care. I do not care if you are like a ginormous big indie VTuber. I do not care. If you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong, right? And this has got me some heat, right? When I told another VTuber, yo, if you sexualize yourself, you cannot complain about sexualization, because you're literally shitting on the people that make you money, that give you money, right? It's like, that was the one, my first cancellation. The second one was defending Celestium, which is also a VTuber, really based VTuber. I like her. And, yeah, and then a few escapades with bigger VTubers. Like, I made fun of Fruit and got, blocked by a former VShoujo, now former VShoujo VTuber. I've also been blocked by Bao. I'm just collecting them, I don't care, bro.
Her friend, who hasn't streamed in a while, hasn't been streaming because she was taken by ICE. This is the clip that everyone's very mad about right now.
Is there any truth to your daughter being on hiatus because ICE sent her back to the Philippines?
Bruh. Poor Fillion. Poor Fillion. That's just besides the joke that she's essentially a Filipino boy. But yeah, I like Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha's funny. Fillion is also funny. I like these girls. These ladies. Well, not girls, the women.
I wasn't going to talk about this at all. I shouldn't say anything, but the rumors are true. The rumors are true. ICE did knock down Fillion's door, and they did kidnap her and send her back to the Philippines. And I'm currently working with ICE at the moment to get her back. Where it's a work in progress.
So she would go on in the clip to say she has the ICE agents lined up.
Oh no, what a horrible joke! Every joke about black people in Africa is much worse than this. In any way, shape, or form. Not gonna lie. Oh no, it's so horrible. Oh no. Whatever are we going to do?
And she's about to spank them or something. The point being, she was making a joke to her friend, but because it involved ICE, which is a very heated topic right now, people are very upset in the replies and in the quotes. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples so you guys can understand what we're talking about here. With nearly 7,000 likes, this person says, hey, so this stuff isn't just poor taste, it's disgusting. This person says, every time I think there's a chill...
Arrows VA. Funny. Very funny. It's like really weird. Sometimes she has really good takes, and here is like diabolical retardation on levels not seen before. But then again, somebody told her the truth and she just blocked, so at this point, like, you can't deal with people at this point. Like, I don't think I've ever blocked somebody over difference in opinion. I'm pretty sure, because I don't like to create echo chambers. Right? If you're like a YouTuber, you'll kick the bucket on my list. That's just unfortunate for you. But overall, it's like I don't think I've ever blocked somebody over difference in opinion, or because they attacked me. I'm like really just like, I don't know. I've like the mentality, if you block me, I win.
Oh, BS VTuber in the community. They suddenly do the most insensitive and immature things for attention. It's so gross. This person says F ICE and F anyone that jokes about it, period. This person says 150,000 followers, and instead of using your voice for good, you say dumb, tasteless stuff like this. Yikes. This person says making jokes about Fillion being kidnapped by ICE while it's actively happening to tons of people is in such poor taste. Do better. Now, I would have just ended it there. I probably wouldn't have made a video at all. You know, it's the usual stuff, people being hypersensitive.
And that's, by the way, the same people that make fun of like somebody getting deleted, or make fun of you know, who make 9/11 jokes, right? Such hypocrisy
about these sorts of topics and jokes. But what really made me make this video today is the sheer hypocrisy of some of these people. The same people saying do better and, you know, basically saying you should never joke about acts of violence or anything like that, they've been doing it forever at the expense of other people. Like, you will not believe the hypocrisy I'm going to show you. It's actually insane. So let's begin with this one. This person says, I didn't know being a effing ghoul was the standard for being a VTuber. This stuff isn't anything to joke about. You deserve to be treated like ICE agents do. Absolutely shameful. So obviously this person is basically saying that you should have violence inflicted upon you. That's what they're driving at here. It's not very subtle at all, okay? But all I did for this account was search one word. Kirk. So this
I knew it! I knew it, because that's what I was making a reference to, right? Celebrating somebody who has been killed. Yeah. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Huh, that's kinda interesting. So violence is bad. Until it's targeted towards somebody I don't like. Weird. Very interesting. Very interesting. Like, at least I'm consistent, right? I'm saying violence is always bad. Sometimes I make, like, jokes. Oh, I would never want violence on anybody. But that's obviously just a joke, right? But, like, I'm genuinely of the opinion that you should never, no matter how wrong they might be in their opinion, they do not deserve to experience violence. I guess I just like having the moral high ground, but that's just me. I have 0 blocks. I know there's VTubers who have blocked me, tried to follow, which is weird since I barely post. Yeah.
This person saying, never joke about this type of stuff. They say this. Hey, at the very least,
I'm gonna say this. Preemptively blocking is just pussy behavior.
Charlie Kirk was finally leaning left. Making a joke about his death. Things that'll never get old. Charlie Kirk jokes. And Charlie Kirk. Using the freedom fighters to promote ICE. Go follow in your friend Kirk's footsteps. That's not what the meme means, you Sprite-sipping mayo monkey. Charlie Kirk literally reaped what he has sown. Quickly now, without using slurs, explain yourself or fall off this platform harder than Charlie Kirk did in his chair. Transphobe. Sonic would hate you. Go Kirk yourself. You see, we're dealing with some very unhinged, unwell human beings who are now going to
Of course. 28, any pronouns. I'm still believing, by the way, that this is... They say any pronouns, but this is a biological female. Obviously has been Haluva fan because, you know, makes sense. It's just very, very interesting, I must admit. I must very much admit. Every time it's any pronouns, I'm 100% assuming it's actually biological female. But that's just me. You sound like Charlie there, penguin. Yeah.
Police you for any sort of a joke you make about ICE. Meanwhile, they're wishing violence upon people endlessly. Okay? It was not hard to find these sorts of comments on people's accounts. Here's another one. This person says, well, thank you for joking about such a dark, sensitive topic and making it so obvious that you're not worth paying attention to now or at any point in the future. This same person who's mad about you making jokes about dark...
Broskid has like 3 followers or something. Here's the thing. Of course, this is about absolute nobodies. Right? But like, even if it's absolute nobodies, this still takes a mental toll of you if like people just pop up in your DMs and threaten to take you out or I don't know, dox you, SWAT you, whatever there might be what you could do to Chacha, because these people are that mentally ill, right? Because they cannot fight fair. If they fought fair, they'd lose every single time. But it's the mass. And just because they're nobodies, right? People are like, oh, they're just why are you just picking up nobodies? They're just nobodies. Well, if this nobody's deranged enough, you might end up dead. That's the problem, right? Even though they're nobodies, if they are deranged enough, they will be somebody. And you might end up nobody because they're that deranged.
Topics had absolutely no problem making dark jokes about Charlie Kirk and pretending he's in hell.
Rules for thee, but not for me. Is it because that... Nope, it's not because of the woman that was unfortunately shot by ICE. Right? Totally bad. Should have never happened. However, we must also admit that she did not comply. And the ICE agent that she was essentially driving into did suffer internal bleeding. So there's that. So yeah. And like, what else are you gonna do? Somebody drives towards you. It's like either you or them. And at that point, I think we all would choose ourselves, right? It just makes sense. Regardless, this was about a VTuber just making a joke about a friend being taken by ICE, and that's why she's not streaming. That's literally it. That's literally it. And then there's also the funny thing, right? I think Chacha is Latina. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. I think that's the case. And here's the thing. Even Latinos make fun about like La Migra, you know, like just essentially making fun of being deported, right? Even they are doing it. So like, also these people just cannot comprehend that there's even like Latinos who are pro-ICE and like immigrants who are pro-ICE, like legal immigrants, right? Because, you know, if you're stopped, just show your driver's license and they're gonna go.
While mocking him. So here's another one. Guys, the Gestapo going around ending and kidnapping people is so funny, right? Well, this person doesn't like this sort of violence going around. Rev post on my timeline, day effing ruined. I want to end that guy with hammers for the republicanism and for being morbidly unfunny. Wow.
The people saying, do not make fun of this. They're violent. They're deporting people. They're kidnapping people. Would take out others. Sure.
This seems like a very sane individual. And if you had a bad time seeing one of my tweets on the timeline, guess what, buddy? Your day is going to be a lot worse right now.
RDS, Ref Derangement Syndrome.
Okay? But yeah, this individual talking about ending people like me with hammers, like, let's be honest, dude, you would have a panic attack if you had to interact with your waiter at a restaurant, okay? Like, chill out, dude. But here's another one, saying this person being friends with Fillion and making a joke about ICE kidnapping people is one of the least surprising effing things ever. Can we please stop giving these people love and support and start effing calling these ghouls out every effing day? Look at the account that made this tweet. Burn FaZe Connect, the VTuber agency, to the ground. FaZe is to VTubers what Israel is to the world. Delete them all.
The oh so loving and tolerant people, ladies and gentlemen. The tolerant people. When they say they are so tolerant, I have a question. Is the tolerance in the room with us right now? And don't come with the paradox of tolerance bullshit. I don't believe in that shit. Forget it. It's just interesting. It's just interesting, you know?
This person has a dedicated account to basically wanting these VTubers from FaZe deleted, while also having this weird connection to Israel, calling it the Israel of VTubers. Crazy stuff. Totally sane individuals. Here's another one saying, I am a big fan of Fillion, but we really shouldn't be making jokes like this. Tourist behavior? Pretty much on a routine basis, every couple of months, people drag up this joke that Fillion made about George Floyd. So if you have...
You mean, the felon? You mean that guy? The man who died of an overdose, not because of the knee? The man who threatened a pregnant woman with a gun? That man who you are celebrating as a hero? That guy that you made a martyr of? Right? That man? I don't give a shit if they want to deport immigrants. That plane tickets going to back to the country is kind of expensive. I mean, sure. But, like, probably not as expensive as keeping them around as a potential safety hazard. Right? Like, at this point, go back to your country and apply legally.
Have an issue with Cha-Cha's joke about ICE. Don't pretend like as a Fillion fan you're shocked, because this is the type of jokes she's been making for a long time. So, yeah. Here's another one saying, not surprised someone in Fillion's inner circle made a downright disgusting ICE joke when Fillion herself has made horrific George Floyd jokes in the past that she hasn't apologized for. I find it very interesting people like this try...
She doesn't have to because they're jokes. She doesn't have to. They are jokes. And I can definitely... First of all, communist, you have no valuable opinion, right? Right? It's like funny that a communist is complaining about this. Are you condemning the actions of communist countries around the world, right? China, North Korea, very much the former Soviet Union. What other countries are still communist? There's probably still a few. Are you condemning those? Probably not, because that goes against your agenda. But still, communist detected, opinion rejected.
To play the moral high ground when literally they have a hammer and sickle in their name. And this person is a self-described Latino.
You need to look at the irony, right? She's a communist, but she's also trans. She's free Palestine, but she's also trans. It's like a sheep supporting the wolf. What are we doing? Because in a communist country, you'd be dead. In Palestine, chances are you'd be dead.
Communist. Like, there is absolutely no self-awareness whatsoever. And here's another one. Right-wing edgelord VTubers need to be removed from the
Communist, rainbow flag. We know where this is going. Also, Chacha doesn't even do anything political. Chacha does do nothing political. She just made a joke. Liberals are just naive and weak, while we conservatives smart, very clean, fancy, and well, we're just grounded more in reality. And not all of these people, not all of liberal VTubers are like this, right? There's generally just normal people out there, right? But it's just they're far and few in between.
Space. Well, I appreciate saying from the space and not removed from life. So I guess we're toning down the rhetoric a little bit. But also it's funny that this person's now right-wing. Cha-Cha's now right-wing. You make a joke about ICE, and now you are right-wing and have no place in the VTubing scene. But then again, do we really take the opinion of someone who, once again...
Hammer and sickle, okay? Rainbow flag. Those two are already conflicting, right? Then we have the Palestine flag in there. Very much, again, conflicting. I find these people very interesting. Also, my God, dear Lord, of everything that's holy, touch some grass. What do you mean? 207 followers and over 20,000 posts on Twitter. The unemployment rate could be fixed if these people would go outside. I have 6,000 posts. That's crazy. And my account is older.
Has a hammer and sickle in their name very seriously. As a Filipino, I am sorry these people are a part of our community. F ICE. Wow. That's interesting. So are you excommunicating her from anything, or you get to speak on behalf of an entire group of people? Also, shout outs to the Philippines, by the way. I believe it's my third highest demographic in terms of where my viewers come from. Don't really know what the connection is there and how that happened, but
let's check, guys. Let's check. I'm curious, let's check. What is currently, right? Since I want to be funny here. Let's check real quick. Right? Where are my people from? Okay? Let's see. When we look for regions, it is, I don't know how. That's kind of insane, okay? So overall, right? Which is insane. So let's go through regions. About 26% are the US. For some odd reason, it's 9% Japan. Which is really interesting. It's 7% Germany. It's 3% UK. 2% Canada. 2% Philippines. It's 2% India, 2% Indonesia, 2% Sweden, and 2% Australia. But mostly shorts probably come from Japan, as that's the number one. And then live is Sweden. Number one is Sweden. Which is very interesting. I don't know why. Hello, Swedes? You are cool, I guess? Hello, Swedish people? Japan, yeah, 9% is Japan overall. Though most of them come through shorts, but that's still pretty cool. I don't know how, but that's cool. But hello, Swedish people? That's very interesting.
It's cool, I guess. So shout outs to you guys. You've been, the Philippines has been a part of this video today, so I just wanted to say that. But here's another interesting comment about race. A Latina mom joking about ICE taking her fake daughter when real families are being torn apart is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in VTubing this year. Well, I've seen a lot more disgusting things, people being outed for being predators and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say a joke about ICE is the most disgusting thing you've ever seen. But anyways, down here she says she's white passing. She's a white passing Latina.
Talks about race, makes race. It's funny. Oh no, ICE is deporting immigrants. Makes racist remark. What the heck? Okay, you gotta be this. There's no way you cannot be this fucking stupid. By the way, what is a white passing person? Ain't no way. Crazy. Stop.
Are we like power scaling skin color now? Like what is this? This is the most
Power scaling skin color. They're just mad because they're just half a Hitler. Anyways, Hitler maxing. That was one that I've seen on Twitter. Stop Hitler maxing. We're power scaling. Well. Our favorite Twitch golden boy Hassan once made a ethnicity tier list. Who says we can't do that either?
terminally online thing I've seen in a moment, okay? Like a white passing Latina. Interesting stuff. This person says, this stuff is why I be saying I have a VTuber model. I'm not a VTuber.
What are the chances this person... What are the chances that this person has something in her... I'm predicting LootTuber here, so opinion invalid.
First thing about yourself, you call yourself a VTuber, so you're not very dedicated to your virtue signaling here. But may karmic retribution find you tenfold. This is interesting. I regret to inform people like this, stuff like this blows over in like 2 days. And maybe in like 8 months when people are bored.
2 weeks, it's gone. And that goes for any drama. Any drama. You could be... I've noticed that does work. You could be a literal, like, confirmed PDF, right? You could be. You could be. You just deny the allegations and you just continue with your things. As long as no law enforcement stops you, you could just continue. You could.
They're going to bring this back up again for clout on Twitter, but that's how these things work. Everyone's just going to forget about this in 2 days. Yeah. You think people are going to be like seething over this? Do you think anyone in her community really cares? Like the overwhelming vast majority who's clearly okay with that type of humor, whether you like it or not, Twitter user, it seems like her own community probably doesn't have an issue with it. And the fact that she's been around and collabed with people like Fillion so much, yeah, I don't think this is some giant stain. Like the only people who are mad are all these people on Twitter that probably really didn't support her anyways. Right, it's a lot of VTubers trying to get attention, trying to virtue signal, and a bunch of people trying to jump in on the dogpiling. That's really all there is to it. So at the end of the day, everyone's going to forget about this. People are seething about this. And like I said, the main reason I even talked about this today is because of the hypocrisy. People want to virtue signal about empathy and all these things when they are the most deranged human beings ever. All they got to do is look back a couple weeks or put in certain phrases into their account and you'll instantly get results. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topic.
That's it. Interesting. Okay, so my take overall is just like, don't listen to these people, don't give in to these people. If you give in to these people, they will never leave you alone because they do not desire for you to apologize. They do want you to fully submit. They want submission, not apologies. And better yet, they want you to disappear. Also important, just stop walking on eggshells. I know that people are, what's the word? I know that people overall are very much, what's the word I'd use? Scared to just say what they believe. But I'm gonna be fully honest here. Stop walking on eggshells. If you want to say something, just say it. Just say it. And my god, if some people unfollow, if some people get mad, if they get filtered, you know what? So be it. So fucking be it. I filter people constantly because I don't want this to be like a full echo chamber, right? I filter people in both aisles. I don't care. You're gonna get filtered. If you don't like it here, go somewhere else. That's super simple. You cannot take a difference in opinion, then I don't know what to tell you. It's that simple. Of course, as long as you're being respectful. Like, if you're gonna insult me, you're just gonna eat. You can eat my ass. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.